Let's get behind the headlines, and our next guest is often described as the poster boy for teenage millennial entrepreneurs. James Anderson is just 18 years of age, but he's already worked with the likes of Virgin's Richard Branson and Twitter's Dick Costolo. Having taught himself to code at the tender age of 7, he set up ThinkSpace in 2013 to encourage other young coders to do the same. Now 400 schools are looking to copy the idea. His latest venture is the app Zest. Its users can forget about queuing up to get their morning caffeine fix. With just a few clicks, the app lets you order your coffee in advance. Well, James Anderson joins me now. I have to ask, you're not a coffee addict already, are you?
I am now. So yes, since starting Zest, I mean actually before I didn't drink too much coffee, but now I am certainly a coffee addict.
Oh dear me. So let me get this straight. You dropped out of college, you dropped out of sixth form to pursue this idea. What have you learned from that experience?
I think my greatest learning is that education is not confined to the limits of a classroom. You know, I've been fortunate enough to travel around the world and to meet the likes of Sir Richard Branson and the other names you mentioned, and I just don't think you could get that experience inside school. And school for me, it was boring me, and I found that I wasn't really getting much value from it, and that I could instead be creating value outside of school. So I decided to drop out.
Do you feel like a normal 18-year-old boy? Because quite frankly, it doesn't sound like you are one. You've met, you know, Richard Branson, Dick Costolo, some huge names, and travelling around the world.
Yeah, I mean, I still feel like a normal 18-year-old. I mean, I do the things that a normal 18-year-old would do. I think, in addition to that, though, there are certain things that I kind of go a bit further with, such as a few weeks ago, I went kind of 50 hours without sleep because I was working on our launch, and you know, it's just non-stop, the kind of hustle. And I think, I mean, I do believe you give, you know, you get what you give, and so I'm just constantly working to try and reach my targets.
Now, earlier on in the show, we had a little film from the boss of De Beers Diamonds, and he gave his tips for success. What would be yours, do you think?
I think my greatest advice would be to stick to your strengths. So many people are going to waste the next 30, 40 years of their lives trying to tick the boxes of the stuff they're not good at. Instead, you need to find what it is you're passionate about and what it is you love, and do that.
There was a Forbes article written, and it outlines the 9 habits of profoundly successful people. One of the points was that influential people are never satisfied with the status quo. They're always the ones asking what if and why not. Does that ring true?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we actually encourage in our company Zest, we encourage kind of, you know, positive arguments within the workplace, you know, to try and, you know, I guess question every single decision that's being made, because I don't think you can ever reach perfection. However, you can certainly, you know, try and question those decisions to get there.
James Anderson, it's a real pleasure to meet you, and we will be following your career, I'm sure, later on in the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, whether you're a young or an old entrepreneur or whoever, just get in touch with us. There are plenty of ways to reach us at BBC Business, even when you're on the move. We'd love to hear from you. Here's a reminder of how to get in touch.
The Business Live webpage is where you can stay ahead with all the